Morrisons positions itself as more reasons to shop at Morrisons. Fresh food, Market Street, better value. But walk through any Morrisons and you'll find products that give you more reasons to shop literally anywhere else. Because Morrisons has a dirty secret that most shoppers never notice. Their own brand products use the exact same questionable ingredients as the budget supermarkets, sometimes worse, but they charge you more because of the premium Morrisons branding. You're paying extra for the same ultra-processed rubbish you'd get at Aldi, just with a different label slapped on it. Emulsifiers that shouldn't be in food, preservatives that extend shelf life beyond what's natural, processing methods that strip nutrients then add synthetic versions back in. In the next few minutes, I'm exposing 12 Morrisons products you should never buy, what these ultra-processed ingredients actually do to your body, and the alternatives that give you real food for your money. I'll also show you the one word on Morrisons labels that immediately tells you a product is ultra-processed, so you can spot it in 5 seconds. Let's strip away the marketing right now. Number 12. Morrisons Savers White Bread. This is Morrisons budget bread priced around 40p for 800 grams. The yellow and white Savers branding positions it as helping families stretch their budgets while still getting essential items like bread. It sits on the bottom shelf competing with ASDA Smart Price and Tesco Everyday Value, and thousands of shoppers grab it thinking all bread is basically the same anyway. The problem is that Morrisons Savers bread is made using the Chorleywood process with highly refined flour, emulsifiers and preservatives. The ingredients include wheat flour with added calcium, iron, niacin and thiamine, water, yeast, salt, vegetable oils including palm, emulsifiers including mono and diglycerides of fatty acids, flour treatment agent ascorbic acid, and preservative calcium propionate. That fortified flour means nutrients were stripped out during refining, then synthetic versions added back because regulations require it. The emulsifiers let them make bread in 3.5 minutes instead of hours. The calcium propionate keeps it artificially soft for over a week when real bread would go stale within a day. You're buying refined starch, water and chemicals for 40p. Not bread. Industrial foam that legally qualifies as bread but bears no resemblance to what humans have eaten for thousands of years. And Morrisons is targeting people who can least afford to waste money on nutritionally empty food. Number 11. Morrisons Savers 8 pork sausages. Morrisons Savers sausages cost around £1 for 8 sausages. The packaging shows plump, appetizing sausages that look like proper meat. The price point makes them seem like brilliant value for families trying to put protein on the table without breaking the bank. And shoppers buy them thinking they're getting affordable meat. The problem is the meat content. Morrisons Savers sausages contain just 42% pork. Less than half. The rest is water, rusk, made from wheat flour, pork fat, salt, stabilizers, preservatives, and flavorings. You're paying for sausages that are mostly filler held together with stabilizers. The specific stabilizers are diphosphates, which are added to retain water and create texture where there isn't enough meat. The preservative is sodium metobisulfite, which can trigger asthma and allergic reactions in sensitive people. The flavorings are undisclosed, hidden under that single word that could mean anything. When you cook these sausages, they shrink dramatically and release water because that's what they are. Water and rusk with some pork mixed in. Real sausages should be at least 70% meat. These don't even hit 50%. You'd be better off buying half as many proper sausages with actual meat content. Number 10. Morrisons Market Kitchen Chicken Tikka Masala. This is Morrisons' premium ready meal range, positioned as restaurant-quality food you can heat at home. The Market Kitchen branding suggests authentic recipes and quality ingredients. The chicken tikka masala costs around £4 and promises succulent chicken breast pieces in a rich, creamy tikka masala sauce. And busy families buy it thinking they're getting a quality meal without the effort of cooking from scratch. The problem is the ingredients list has 37 separate components. 37. A proper chicken tikka masala made at home needs maybe 12 ingredients: chicken, yogurt, cream, tomatoes, onions, garlic, ginger, and 5 or 6 spices. This is modified maize starch, sugar, rapeseed oil, stabilizers, color, and multiple preservatives. The chicken content is just 30%. The rest is sauce bulked out with water, starch, and vegetable oil pretending to be cream. That rich, creamy texture isn't from cream and yogurt. It's from modified starch and rapeseed oil emulsified to feel creamy whilst costing a fraction of real dairy. You're paying £4 for 120 grams of chicken and 300 grams of thickened, flavoured sauce. That's £33 per kilo for chicken. You could buy a whole chicken breast from the Market Street counter for £6 per kilo and make proper tikka masala with real ingredients for less money. Number 9. Morrisons Savers Cheddar Cheese. Morrisons Savers Cheddar costs around £2 for a 400-gram block. That's half the price of proper, mature cheddar. The packaging shows orange cheese that looks dense and proper. For families getting through blocks of cheese every week, the savings seem significant. And price-conscious shoppers buy it thinking cheese is cheese. The problem is that Morrisons Savers Cheddar is made from milk, but it's industrial block cheddar with minimal aging and maximum moisture content. Real cheddar is aged for months to develop flavor and texture. This is made as quickly as possible, contains added water to bulk it out, and has anti-caking agents to stop it clumping. The specific anti-caking agent is potato starch, which is sprinkled on the grated version and absorbed into the block version during production. The texture is rubbery rather than crumbly because it hasn't been aged properly. The flavor is bland because aging develops the complex nutty notes that make cheddar taste like cheddar. When you cook with this cheese, it doesn't melt properly. It separates and goes greasy because the moisture content is too high and the fat hasn't emulsified correctly during the rapid production process. Real cheddar melts smooth and creamy. This goes oily and stringy. You're getting cheese in the technical sense, but not in any meaningful way. Number 8. Morrisons, the best thick pork sausages. This is Morrisons' premium sausage range, priced around £4 for 6 sausages. The best branding with its black and gold packaging suggests luxury and quality. The label promises thick-cut outdoor bred British pork and carefully seasoned with black pepper and nutmeg. It looks like the kind of sausages you'd get from a proper butcher. And shoppers pay the premium thinking they're getting genuinely high-quality sausages. The problem is the meat content is 70%. That sounds good until you realise a proper butcher's sausage is 85 to 90% meat. The remaining 30% of Morrisons' premium sausages is rusk, water, salt, and stabilizers. Even their best range is bulked out with fillers. The outdoor bred pork claim is marketing speak. It doesn't mean the pigs spent their lives outdoors. It means they had outdoor access at some point. The actual welfare standards aren't specified, and that carefully seasoned recipe contains dextrose, which is sugar and flavor enhancers that aren't detailed. You're paying 66 pence per sausage for a product that's still 30% filler. Compare that to a local butcher where you'll pay similar money for sausages that are 90% meat with no stabilizers or hidden sugars. Morrisons' best is barely better than their budget range, just marketed more expensively. Number 7. Morrisons Savers Chicken Nuggets. Morrisons Savers chicken nuggets cost around £2 for a 450-gram bag. That's about 20 nuggets for £2. The packaging shows golden, crispy nuggets that look appealing to kids. For families trying to feed children cheaply, they seem like an affordable protein option. And parents buy them thinking their kids are eating chicken. The problem is these nuggets contain 56% chicken, less than 60%. The rest is breadcrumb coating, water, and mechanically recovered chicken meat. That mechanically recovered meat is made by forcing chicken carcasses through industrial machinery that strips every last bit of meat and connective tissue from the bones. It's not chicken breast, it's slurry. The coating is made from wheat flour, water, potato starch, salt, raising agents, and rapeseed oil. The nuggets are then deep fried in palm oil before freezing. When you read chicken breast on the label, that's only part of the 56% chicken content. The rest is the mechanically recovered slurry and chicken skin. When you cook these, they smell more like fried batter than chicken. That's because there's more coating than meat. You're feeding your kids deep-fried breadcrumbs with some chicken mixed in. For the same price, you could buy actual chicken breast from Morrisons' fresh counter and make proper chicken bites with real meat. Number 6. Morrisons Market Kitchen Lasagna. This is another premium ready meal from Morrisons Market kitchen range, priced around £4.50. The packaging promises British beef ragu with pasta in a creamy bechamel sauce. It looks restaurant quality with visible layers and herbs on top. The weight is 400 grams, positioned as a proper meal for one hungry person. And customers buy it thinking they're getting quality Italian-inspired food. The problem is the ingredients list contains 42 separate items. Proper lasagna needs maybe 15 ingredients: beef mince, tomatoes, onions, garlic, pasta, milk, butter, flour, cheese, and herbs. This is modified maize starch in both the ragu and the bechamel, sugar, vegetable oils, stabilizers, and color. The beef content is just 24%, less than a quarter. The rest is bulked out with tomatoes, water, and starch. That creamy bechamel isn't made from milk, butter, and flour. It's made from water, rapeseed oil, and modified starch with milk powder added for flavor. They've replaced expensive dairy with cheap oil and thickeners. Before we continue, how many times have you bought Morrisons ready meals or own brand products assuming the quality matched the price, never once checking what you are actually buying? That's exactly why this list exists. Morrisons has built a reputation for being slightly better than the budget supermarkets. Slightly more traditional, slightly more focused on quality, but strip away the Market Street theatre and check the actual ingredients, and you'll find the same ultra-processed products as everywhere else. If you've been shopping at Morrisons thinking you're avoiding the worst of industrial food, don't tune out yet. The products coming up next prove that even Morrisons' premium ranges use the same questionable ingredients as their budget lines. If someone in your family still trusts Morrisons because of the heritage branding, send this their way. One ingredient check could change where they shop. Number 5. Morrisons Savers beans in tomato sauce. Morrisons Savers baked beans cost around 25 pence for a 420-gram tin. That's half the price of Heinz. The tin shows beans in bright orange sauce that looks identical to branded beans. For families getting through multiple tins per week, the savings add up. And shoppers buy them thinking beans are beans. The problem is the sugar content. Morrisons Savers beans contain 4.1 grams of sugar per 100 grams. That's slightly lower than Heinz, but still means each tin contains over 17 grams of sugar, more than 4 teaspoons of sugar per tin, in what should be a savoury product. The sauce is made from water, tomatoes at just 12%, sugar, modified maize starch, salt, and spirit vinegar. There's more sugar than tomatoes by weight. The modified starch is there to thicken the sauce because 12% tomatoes isn't enough to create proper texture. They're bulking it out with water and starch, then adding sugar to make it taste like something. The beans themselves are fine, they're haricot beans, but they're swimming in sugary sauce that's barely tomato. You're feeding your kids spoonfuls of sugar disguised as a savoury breakfast. For similar money, you could buy dried haricot beans and make proper beans in actual tomato sauce with no added sugar. Number 4. Morrisons, the best mature cheddar. This is Morrisons premium cheddar, priced around £4 for a 400-gram block. The best branding promises strength and quality. The label claims it's matured for a rich and tangy flavour and shows proper aged-looking cheese. It's positioned as the choice for serious cheese lovers, and shoppers pay double what Savers cheddar costs thinking they're getting genuinely mature, quality cheese. The problem is the maturation period isn't specified. Mature is a meaningless marketing term in UK cheese labelling. There's no legal definition. It could be aged for 3 months or 12 months. Real extra mature cheddar from a specialist producer is aged for at least 18 months. Morrisons won't tell you how long theirs is aged, because if they did, you'd realize you're not getting what you're paying for. The texture is smooth and uniform, which tells you it's been made using industrial standardized processes. Real aged cheddar develops crystals and a crumbly texture. This is still rubbery. The flavor is stronger than Savour's cheddar, but lacks the complex depth you get from proper aging. It's been formulated to taste mature without actually being mature. You're paying £10 per kilo for cheese that's been marketed as premium without meeting the standards that word should imply. Compare that to a farmhouse cheddar from a specialist producer at similar money that's actually been aged properly with traceable provenance. Number 3. Morrisons Savours Cooked Ham. Coming in at number 3, and this is where it gets genuinely concerning. Morrisons Savours Cooked Ham. This costs around £2 for 400 grams of sliced ham. The packaging shows pink, appetizing slices that look like proper cooked ham. For sandwiches and packed lunches, it seems like affordable protein, and families buy it regularly thinking ham is a healthy, simple choice. The problem is the meat content is just 71%, less than 3/4. The rest is water, stabilizers, modified starch, and preservatives. They've taken ham, injected it with water to bulk it up, then added chemicals to stop the water separating out. You're paying for water held in meat with stabilizers. The specific additives include triphosphates as stabilizers, sodium ascorbate and sodium nitrite as preservatives, and modified potato starch as a binder. Those nitrites are concerning because they can form nitrosamines in your body, which are potentially carcinogenic compounds. The World Health Organization has classified processed meat as a Group 1 carcinogen, partly because of these preservatives. When you open the packet, the ham releases water because that's what it is. Meat injected with 30% water. Real. Cooked ham is close to 100% meat with minimal natural moisture. This is engineered to weigh more whilst using less actual ham. You're literally paying ham prices for water and chemicals. Number 2. Morrisons Market Spaghetti Carbonara. At number 2, another market kitchen ready meal. Morrisons Carbonara costs around £4. The packaging shows creamy pasta with bacon and cheese, promising smoked bacon and penny pasta in a smooth, creamy carbonara sauce. It looks indulgent and restaurant quality, and customers buy it thinking they're treating themselves to premium Italian food. The problem is that real carbonara sauce is made from eggs, Parmesan cheese, and pasta water. That's it. No cream. Morrisons' version contains cream, but it also contains water, rapeseed oil, modified maize starch, milk powder, cheese powder at just 1.5%, and multiple stabilizers. The bacon content is just 8%. 8% bacon in a bacon carbonara. The rest is pasta and fake creamy sauce made from oil, water, and thickeners with a tiny amount of actual dairy. That smooth, creamy texture isn't from eggs and cheese. It's from modified starch emulsifying rapeseed oil into water. They've created something that feels like carbonara whilst using almost none of the ingredients that make carbonara carbonara. You're paying £4 for 250 grams of pasta and 40 grams of sauce that's mostly oil and starch. That's £16 per kilo. You could buy dried pasta for £5 per kilo, actual bacon, eggs and real Parmesan, and make proper carbonara for 4 people for less than what this single ready meal costs. Number 1. Morrisons, the best Aberdeen Angus beef burgers. And at number 1, the worst Morrisons product you can buy. The best Aberdeen Angus beef burgers. These cost around £4.50 for 4 burgers. The best branding with black and gold packaging screams premium quality. The label prominently displays Aberdeen Angus, suggesting quality British beef from a premium breed. The packaging shows thick, juicy burgers with visible seasoning. They're positioned as the choice for serious burger lovers who want restaurant quality at home, and customers pay over £1 per burger thinking they're getting premium Aberdeen Angus beef. The problem is, The beef content is 85%. That sounds high until you realize a proper burger should be 100% beef. Nothing else, just minced beef shaped into a patty. But these burgers contain beef, water, salt, breadcrumb made from wheat flour, and stabilizer diphosphates. Even Morrisons' best burgers are bulked out with 15% filler. That Aberdeen Angus claim is meaningless. There's no certification, no traceability, no proof the beef actually comes from Aberdeen Angus cattle. It's a marketing term that suggests quality without requiring any verification. And even if some Aberdeen Angus beef is in there, it's been mixed with water and stabilizers that dilute whatever quality the meat might have had. The diphosphates are there to bind the water into the meat and prevent shrinkage during cooking. Real burgers made from pure beef do shrink because meat contains natural moisture that evaporates. These stay the same size because they've been engineered with chemicals to retain the water you've paid for. When you cook these burgers, they don't brown properly. They steam rather than sear because of the excess moisture. They don't develop that proper crust and caramelization that makes burgers taste like burgers. And they release water into your pan because that's what they are. Beef injected with water and held together with stabilizers. You're paying £1.12 per burger for a product that's 15% filler and chemicals. Go to Morrisons' butcher counter on Market Street, buy actual beef mince, shape it into patties yourself, and you'll pay half the price for 100% beef, with no additives. If you want real food from Morrisons instead of ultra-processed products, here are 3 sections worth shopping. Number 1. Morrisons Market Street Butcher Counter. The actual butcher counter, not the pre-packaged meat in plastic. The butchers at Market Street can sell you proper beef mince that's 100% beef, sausages from local suppliers that are 85% meat, and chicken breast that hasn't been injected with water. You can ask questions, you can request specific cuts, you can buy exactly what you need. The meat is more expensive per kilo than the packaged options, but you're getting actual meat without fillers, water, or stabilizers. Beef mince from the counter is around £6 per kilo compared to £4 for packaged mince. But that packaged mince contains added water and fat. The counter mince is pure meat. The butchers can also mince beef to order, prepare specific cuts, and advise on cooking methods. They're actual trained butchers, not just shelf stackers. Use them. Ask for proper meat without additives and you'll get it. Number 2. Morrisons Market Street Bakery. The in-store bakery that bakes throughout the day, not the packaged bread on shelves. The bakery makes proper bread using traditional methods with minimal ingredients. Their sourdough is made from flour, water, sourdough starter, and salt. Their baguettes are flour, water, yeast, and salt. These are real bread products made on site. The bread costs more than packaged Savers bread, but you're getting actual food. A sourdough loaf costs around £2.50 compared to 40p for packaged bread. But that packaged bread is refined flour, water, emulsifiers, and preservatives. The bakery sourdough is real bread that goes stale within a day because it's made from proper ingredients. Buy from the bakery in the morning when it's freshest. Ask which breads have just come out of the oven. The staff can tell you exactly what's in each bread because they're making it themselves. Number 3. Morrisons Wonky Fruit and Veg. Morrisons' Wonky range sells misshapen fruit and vegetables at reduced prices. These are the exact same produce as the premium-looking stuff, just odd-shaped or slightly blemished. They're cheaper purely because of cosmetic imperfection, not because there's anything wrong with them nutritionally. A wonky pepper costs half what a perfect pepper costs. Same pepper, same nutrition, just bent funny. Wonky carrots, parsnips, potatoes, apples, all perfectly good food that Morrisons sells cheaper because consumers have been conditioned to expect supermarket produce to look artificially perfect. This is where you should be spending your money at Morrisons. Real food that's cheaper because it doesn't look Instagram ready. Not ultra-processed products that look appealing but contain questionable ingredients. I get it. This probably feels like I've just made your Morrisons shop impossible. Years of grabbing familiar own brand products without thinking, and now suddenly everything you've been buying is ultra-processed. But you're not powerless here. Shopping at Morrisons doesn't have to mean buying rubbish. You just need to know which sections to focus on and which to avoid. Walk past the ready meals entirely, all of them. Market Kitchen, Savers, Best, all ultra-processed with 30 to 40 ingredients when they should have 10. Head to the Market Street counters instead and buy actual ingredients to cook yourself. Ignore the packaged meat on shelves, the ham injected with water, the burgers bulked with fillers, the sausages that are half rusk. Go to the butcher counter and buy real meat from people who can tell you exactly what's in it. Skip the packaged bread aisle, those Savers loaves with emulsifiers and preservatives, even the Best range with its heritage imagery but industrial ingredients. Buy from the in-store bakery where bread is made properly. Check every ingredient list. If you see modified starch, that's a thickener bulking out cheap base ingredients. If you see stabilizers, that's chemicals holding water in meat or stopping sauces separating. If you see more than 10 ingredients in something simple, it's been overprocessed. Compare Morrisons' own brand to what you could make yourself. If their carbonara has 42 ingredients and yours would need 10, don't buy theirs. If their burgers are 85% beef when yours would be 100%, make your own. The Market Street branding is theatre, but the actual Market Street counters with real butchers and bakers are where Morrisons still sells proper food. Focus your shopping there. Avoid everything else with a Morrisons label. Have you been buying Morrisons' own brand products for years thinking the heritage branding meant better quality? Are you shocked by how much filler and how many additives are hiding in their premium ranges? Drop a comment below because I want to know below which Morrisons product you're avoiding first. And if this video just saved you from buying ultra-processed products disguised as quality food, share it. Send it to anyone still shopping at Morrisons on autopilot, thinking it's better than the budget chains. Your family who trust the Best range because of the packaging. Anyone who deserves to know what they're actually buying.